This stupid cars. This stupid rain. Ag, I hate this rain. Why? Why me? You might be thinking, why am I saying this? Because there is a reason. You see, I like to be a clean, neat, decent-looking girl. And I am on my way to the job with neatly dressed up. But this rain has to be thinking to have some other plans with me. Even when you are carrying the umbrella and you are soaking wet from head to toe. Not only that, this city roads store more water at the sides. I was walking on the footpath listening to my favorite music, and humming along with it. Then suddenly some stupid car has to be in a rush that she didn't see me walking on the footpath and drived on full speed. So now I am soaking wet. And now because of this I will be late for my work. Now what? Asked by subconscious mind. Nothing, going back to the apartment to make a quick change of clothes, I said. I looked at my wristwatch, see that it's 8:30 a.m. And I have half an hour to reach my job. I quickly make a time calculation in the mind and dash to the way I came from. I made a quick jog to the apartment where I live, which is 10 minutes walk to my job. I live on the 5th floor of the apartment. The area is actually good. I don't have a car yet, which I am planning to take in this year. The neighbors are good. After I reach my floor, I quickly shuffle with my keys to open the main door. I opened the door, entered the living room and locked the main door behind me. I live in a small apartment, not rich nor poor. With medium standards. I ran to bedroom. I really liked the single bed. It's the best place in the house. I love it. In the room it has a small table with chairs and a cupboard which is organized with necessary things. I throw my bag on the living room couch. And ran to my bathroom and opened my closet. I quickly rammed to my clothes to wear something to my job. And find none. That is because of your laziness, des, my subconscious/inner self answered. And why is that? I asked. Idiot, you have not washed your clothes from Monday, she said. Oh, that's my answer. What? I can't argue with her when she is right. You see, this is my laziness. I tend to do this more. Again I am thinking, why me? I quickly pulled out a leggings and a top. I made a quick change. And which is not easy when the dress is attached to your skin like your second skin. I made different styles of gymnastics to remove this. When it's done I changed and wear a Snickers. And picked my bag from the couch, and dashed out of the apartment by locking my door. When I came out, now it's drizzling. I see that now it's 9 o'clock a.m. when I should be in job by now. I ran with my umbrella to the job by pushing and dashing through some people and quickly reply a sorry to them. Finally I reached the job I work. I work as a waitress in a big hotel near my apartment, which is lucky I got it near. Sometimes I work as waitress/work behind the counter helping the people to reach their table who have make a reservation in upper floors. I went straight to the locker room to avoid my boss before asking me for my delay. I placed the bag in my locker and started my day. There is no dressing code, which is a relief because wearing same outfit till you work here is horrible and I don't like the idea. I reached the kitchen and said hi and hello to the chefs. And I saw my best friend with her back facing me. She was standing near the door looking outside the small window on the door, or should I say peeking. An idea came to my mind. Smirking to myself I sneaked behind her back slowly to scare her. But can't because she's smarter than me. As I was about to push her she jumped quickly to her left. In which I ended up by pushing the door and fell right outside the door, embarrassing myself. Thanks to your clumsiness, said my inner self. Shut up, I can hear my best friend laughing behind. And people on the tables eating their food turned and saw what was the accommodation happened. Before embarrassing myself more, I quickly got up and ran inside to calm my heartbeat. Ah, my poor baby, did she get scared and ran inside. My best friend Ava asked me by keeping her hand on my back and rubbing it up and down. I glared at and started to give her my silent treatment. I shrugged off her hand from my back and moved to start my job. She is intelligent, smart, good, caring for loved ones, and beautiful. She has a bluish-green eyes with blonde hair. I heard blonde hair girls don't have brains with bitchy attitude. But she is opposite of that. She came back running behind me. I am sorry, Destiny, what can you say? I saw you coming late by entering the locker's room. And I saw a shadow of you and you did what I thought. So I jumped out of the way. And ha ha ha, by apologizing she started again laughing. See? That's why I told you she is smart. Okay, I will stop now, she said after seeing my glare. She is now wiping her eyes from the laugh. Alright, I will buy your favorite chocolate cake from your favorite store. Now can you talk to me? She asked me sweetly by doing puppy eyes. To which I can't resist but to agree. Nodding to her I said, this is the last time you are doing this. Or else I am going to find a new best friend for myself who treat me as a human. After that she started pouting at me. Okay. Now why are late for the work? Boss was mad, you know. Today is your lucky day because he had a meeting at 9:10 a.m. so he left. Which is exactly when you entered, Ava said. I breathed a sign out. What can I say, when I was coming to the work? Some stupid car drove past the water at the side of the road and I was soaking wet from head to toe, so ran to apartment for a quick change. I said to Ava, who is busy covering her mouth from her hand, to stop laughing. I glared at her, to which she stopped. Karma is bitch, you know. No one can stop from what's going to happen. I nodded at her statement. Okay, now back to work. Don't want to get fired from boss knowing that we aren't working. We can talk later. Now chop. Saying this she turned my shoulder by her hands and started pushing me to the tables to take orders. Shaking my head at her tactics. We started our work. Our shift timings is 9 am, 5:30 p.m, OMG, my inner self said. What? What happened? I asked. How can you forget to introduce yourself, she said. Oh yes. Okay, sorry for the late introduction. I am Destiny Skywalker. I am 24 years old with completion of Masters in Business. I have completed my Masters last year but didn't get the job till now because I was not accepted anywhere. I still don't get the reason why I didn't get the job, because I have good grades. So till I get the job I have been working with Ava since then. I get $600 to $700. She has been working here after she completed her high school. Neither she or her family was able to support her financially in studies, so that's why she started working here. The boss was good, so they accepted her and been working here from then. And she helped me in getting the job. I am loving it till now. Ava and I have been friends from 4th grade. We clicked up fast. And been together since then. She lives with her family in a normal house which is a bit far from the work. But still she manages it. Her family is huge. Her mom and dad have 6 children, it's the major part of the financial problem. Her father is a mechanic working in a small shop. And her mom is working a part-time somewhere. Both of them are managing just to provide their needs and Ava is helping them. As she is the eldest, she is collecting money for her siblings for the further study. She is just great sister to them. By sacrificing her dream in making her siblings to get their studies for future. So she is my favorite. Even she refused to take the money my parents offered her. As in debt also she didn't accept. I love her. She is like a sister to me. Coming to my family, my mom Elizabeth Rose Walker, work as a lawyer, and my dad David Davis Walker, is a doctor. Both are good at earning money. So after I completed my high school, they gifted me the apartment to which I am living now. I completed my bachelor degree with my scholarship and parents' help. Also I completed my master's with scholarship I earned. So what I am earning now is little good for the needs I am living. I have asked my parents to stop paying the rent of my apartment from last 6 months and now I am running out of money. Now I need to look for the good job which pays well enough to pay the rent and extra needs. I woke up from a huge headache. I sat up on the bed, massaging my forehead. I breathed a sigh of relief. I supported my back on the headrest of the bed. My eyes are still closed trying to remember how I ended in my bed from last night. I remember I went to the pub with my friend after work from my office. After entering the pub I drank few shots. And some girl came towards me. I didn't even know who is she. We started talking, I mean she, not me. I was not speaking and I don't even know what she was talking about, so I just nodded my head at her because I was not in my own senses because I had drank a lot. She started taking me somewhere but I refused because I have an important meeting today so I left early. I think my friend dropped me off by my mansion last night and I ended up here now. I got up from the bed and made my way to bathroom. I brushed my teeth and did my busy and left the room. I made my way downstairs towards the kitchen for breakfast. When I entered I saw my cook, or I can say my second mom, who is standing by the counter cooking something. I went behind her and hugged her. Sensing by the flinch, I think I scared her. "Good morning Melissa," by kissing her cheek I greeted her. I felt a pain on my arm which has hugged her figure. I let out a yelp at that and left her side and observed her cruel act of pinch on my arm. "That's for scaring me, I have a poor heart, I can't hold your childish behavior," she said that because I was pouting at her. "And good morning dear," she greeted by patting my cheek. And then she went back to serving my breakfast plate. I went to the dining table waiting for her to bring my breakfast. I am only childish to her because she has been looking after me / being my nanny for past 2 decades. I respect her more than my real mom. She was always there for me whenever I needed her. She now lives across my mansion with her family. She cooks and maintains the house clean, with the cleaning staff. I won't let her work. She has done so much for me so she only cooks for me now. She came with my breakfast with one hand and with other my coffee and placed it in front of me. Soon I dig into the food. She cooks the best food ever. I ate my eggs, bacon and drank my coffee. She was there seeing me eat while standing there. "So how is that daughter of yours? Is she still giving you trouble? If she is, tell me, I know what to do," I asked her by bring my plate and mug to the sink and leave it there. I turned back to her and stood in front of her. "No dear, she won't. But you know her how much she is to control," Melissa said and looked at the clock in the kitchen. "Yes, but say the magic word and I will do it," I said to her. "By the way, why did you wake up so late today?" "You said you have an early meeting today," Melissa asked. "What do you mean by late?" "I woke up at perfect time," I said to her and saw the time and my eyes widened by seeing it. "It's already 8 o'clock a.m. and I am still in the house. I have the meeting at 8:30. Shit," I cursed and ran past her towards the stairs to my bedroom. I heard Melissa laughing and scolding for the bad word I said. I ran to the closet and picked a neat and clean suit. I showered very quick and got dressed. I yelled to Melissa that I am going to the office and ran to the car in the garage. I saw that it's raining. I have my own garage with different types of cars. I have few sports cars. I use it when I am alone. My mansion is 2 stories. In front, there is small fountain. The ground floor consists of kitchen, living room, gym along with 2 rooms for guests. And in the second story there is my room and my office along with the 4 guests' room. Even though I live alone, I have many guest rooms. There is home theater and game room in the basement. In the backyard, I have swimming pool with garden. Also a tree house few meters apart from mansion. It can't been seen because of the trees. I think it's enough for now, I have to hurry up. I opened the door and sat. I drove fast as I can from the mansion to the place where meeting was held. The meeting place was held outside my building in some hotel. As I was speeding up, I didn't see the water at the side of the road. I sped across it. I see through the mirror that a girl was standing there soaking wet due to the splash. I felt guilty for her, but it's not the time. I am late for the meeting. I parked my car in the parking lot and dashed out of the car inside the hotel. As I reached inside, a waitress came and asked, "Any reservations, sir?" I replied, "Yes, it's under Collins." "Right this way, sir." She smiled sweetly at me and showed the way by swagging her hips a little. I shake head at their tactics. I hate those girls. You may ask about yesterday night. I can't say anything because I was little drunk, but I know where I am and what I do. She showed me the table where there was already 3 members waiting for my presence. "Well, shall we start the meeting?" I said, and started the discussion. "Well, you think I might be rude and arrogant, but I have to keep it that way. Otherwise I will lose my standards that are kept high. They may take advantage of it." While after some time we were still discussing the matter when we hear a accommodation near the door of the kitchen. I see a girl fallen on the ground by the door. The whole room has become quiet and looked at the girl on the floor. But something caught my eyes. I can't see her face, but I think I am familiar with the girl's hair. Her brunette hair did resemble to girl once I know. She quickly got up and went inside the door. I think she was embarrassed by the scene she had made. I quickly shake my head and turned to members and continued the discussion. In the middle, I kept thinking of that girl I knew from the past. The meeting was completed, we all stood and shook our hands as we sealed the deal. They left and I sat there for a while. We didn't order much, we ordered coffee, that's it. I sat there and my eyes went around the room looking for the surrounding of the hotel. This hotel was not much expensive but a good place with good reputation. It's still growing up. As I was seeing around, I caught the same brunette hair girl with her back towards me at the far end of the room. As I see, her head is bent down looking at the ground. And the guy at the table was disrespecting her. I placed the money on the table with some tips. I made my way towards them. As I came closer, the girl ran past the table to the door. And I heard the guy saying, "Run, you stupid bitch, this is what you get for not accepting the request I gave." I banged my hand on the table, to which the guy turned and saw me. His eyes widened at the sight of me. I think he knew who I was. I saw him wearing my company ID. "What you think you are doing, disrespecting women like that? Be careful before you do that again. I might warn you, this is the last time. Next time I see, I won't think twice to put you behind the bars," I said, and saw him shivering at my words as I spoke. By lowering his head he apologized for it. I simply shurged him off and made my way to the parking lot to return to the office. Those kind of people should be punished for the mistakes they do. As my morning started with my friend embarrassing me, we continued working. After some time I went to my table to get the orders of the customer. I stood beside the table and asked, "Hello, sir. What can I get you for today?" He lifted his head up and started checking me out from head to toe. He was giving me creepy look, which was uncomfortable to stand there in front of him. "Well, could I get a coffee?" Giving me a dirty look he continued, "And also, can I get your number?" Well, I get these many times. By asking my number or them giving their number. Just by meeting these type of people, my anger increases. One time I turned against them and it didn't end well. So I try to keep my anger in control in these times. I kept my head low to control my anger in me. "Your order will be here in few minutes," I said by clenching my fist, which is hidden by the table. I answered him, "And I think I can't get your other request." I refused his request. He didn't take in well, so he started disrespecting me. "You little bitch, I thought I could you a good time." "Well, you look okay. But you refused it." He kept on saying some things. I couldn't control my anger, so walked past his table to the door. As I was walking I heard, "Run, you stupid bitch, this is what you get for not accepting the request I gave." I came inside the kitchen and placed his order and asked one of my colleagues to take this. When I am calming my anger down, Ava came and stood beside me and stayed silent till I calmed down. Turning towards me she asked, "Did you know I was looking in the window of the door when you entered the kitchen?" I thought and shaked my head as saying no. Well, I saw a handsome man talking to the other people in their table. Ah, I wish I could marry such handsome guy, but I can't. I laughed at her words. Well, after you walked in from that disgusting guy, the handsome guy was like, "What you think you are doing, disrespecting women like that? Be careful before you do that. I might warn you the last time. Next time I see I won't think twice to put behind the bars," she said in a husky voice, making it look like manly. I was surprised hearing this, because it's very rare to find guys to do that. Well, I thanked him in my mind. You should have seen him, Destiny. He was so handsome with those green eyes with small stubble making him look more mature. His hairs were falling on his forehead. Her sentence were stop when I placed my hand on the mouth. If I leave it she starts rambling about it. As she said green eyes, I remember someone in the past. Will you stop describing him or will you continue your work? I think they give you salary for work, not describing the people here. I narrowed my eyes at her while removing my hand from her mouth. She pressed her lips together and then pouted, asking, "Why don't you ever talk about a man?" "I am not interested in talking about them," I said, shrugging my shoulders. "Okay, leave that. Did you get the job you have applied for?" I shake my head in disappointment. "Well, I think they are missing my friend ability by dismissing you. Once I get them in my hands, I am going to ruin their faces," she said while fisting one hand on the other by cursing them in low voice. I laughed at her. She knows how to lighten up the mood. Well, you are correct, I played along with her. "Hey, did you check out the latest news of a company hiring an assistant for the CEO?" she asked. No, I shook my head. "Well, after we finish our work it's our first job to complete the application and submitting it to the company," Anna said, and I agreed to her. She is very supportive towards me. Destiny, she calls my name sweetly when I was about to go out of the door. I turned and raised my eyebrows at her sweet words. She said while pouting, making puppy eyes at me, "Please, can I spend the night at yours, along with buying your favorite cake? I will make dinner for us." Well, I can't resist her, so I nodded my head and went out of the door, hearing a squealing sound from inside. I shake my head at her, smiled at her acting. The day went along by taking orders, serving them. At last, me and my best friend are walking towards my apartment with linked arms together, talking nonsense which doesn't make any sense at all. She loves my apartment so much. She says it's so cozy and comfortable to live. We made to elevator and came to my apartment door and opened it. I take my bag to my room and place it on the table. I made my way out of the room to see Ava sleeping on my couch lazily. I punched her leg to remove it from the couch to sit next to her. And she obeyed to it but glared at me for punching her. "Well, what are you waiting for? Bring your laptop so we can apply now," she said, and pushed me out of the couch to bring my laptop. I puffed out some air out of the mouth and went to my room to grab my laptop. While returning I grabbed my mobile from the bag and went to my friend who has sat crisscrossing her legs on the couch. She grabbed my laptop from me, started applying to it. And I went to my bathroom to do my laundry. Because I was lazy all the week. As I was doing it I heard a scream from the living room. I left what I was doing, went to the living room, and I saw that she was screaming and dancing in the living room. As soon as she saw me she pulled me in and started dancing with me. "She is crazy," my inner voice asked. I know, right? I made her stop dancing and asked, "What happened? Why are you screaming and dancing like that?" I placed my hands on her arms to stop her dancing. "Destiny, the company had sent an email to you that you can come for the interview tomorrow at 10 a.m. I am so happy, so I was screaming, hearing Ava saying that now I am screaming and joined along with me. My eyes are widened and my lips are turned up while giving a full smile to her. "Oh my God, really, Ava? I have an interview tomorrow, that's incredible," I said to her happily. She hugged me tightly and wished me luck for tomorrow in my ears. I feel my eyes watering now. At last I am getting my job as I wished for. Ava released from the hug and saw my eyes filled with tears. She caressed my left cheek with her right hand and said, "You deserve to be happy, Destiny, you will get your dream job soon and live your life." Again she hugged me. She knows my every secret and what I went through. When we were still hugging, my mobile starts to ring. I pulled away from the hug and took my mobile and answered the call. "Hello, am I speaking to Ms. Walker?" a voice asked from the mobile. "Yes. May I know who is this?" I asked to the lady on the phone. Her voice seems too young, in late 20s. "This is Alexis from Collins Company. I have called to inform you that tomorrow you have an interview which starts at 10 a.m. I request you to report by 9:50 a.m. I have sent an email to you. It contains the address and what documents you need to bring tomorrow while coming to Collins Building," she said nicely. "Well, thank you for the information, Alexis," I said and cut the call and stared at the mobile in my hand. "Who was it, Destiny?" Ava asked, bringing back from my own thoughts. "It was from the company, Ava. They asked me to report by 9:50 a.m. tomorrow," I said happily. "OMG, this is great. Now hurry, I want to select your dress for tomorrow," she said and hurried to my closet. While she was selecting my dress, I completed my laundry and went to see her. "My closet is completely messed now. Why don't you have any formal dress, Des? This is really a mess. Tomorrow after you come from interview, I am taking you to shopping and that said," she said, still rummaging to my closet. "Will you stop worrying? It's not like I have already got the job," I said to her as I saw the clothes I have. Actually, she is right. I have to do some shopping. "Stop it. You will get the job, I know that because my sixth sense is saying that this job is only meant for you," she said that and turned with a black dress in the hand. "Where did you find that?" I asked her by taking the dress from her hand. "Where was it when I was searching today this morning?" I thought to myself. "It was somewhere, you need not to know that. Now we have found the dress, let's start making dinner. I am hungry," saying that she bolted towards the kitchen. I set the dress on the chair in my bedroom and went to help her. We prepared the dinner and ate it while watching Netflix in my laptop. After that, we both went to sleep. I went to my bedroom and she slept on the couch in the living room. I hope tomorrow will turns out to be great. After my meeting in the hotel, I drove towards my building. I went to the parking lot and parked my car in my fixed place written as CEO. I got out of the car and made my way towards the elevator. After getting in, my thoughts went on my company and my parents. My parents are high school sweethearts. James Ben Collins and Lily Erica Collins. They had me at their 20s. After giving birth to me, my mother started showing her interest in building her fashion business. Even my father also started getting into more business in making topmost company of the country. Just to give a good life for me. They were showing less interest in me and continued their life. That's when Melissa entered as my nanny to the home. She has been taking care of me since then and still now. So when I graduated high school, my father gave me a part of his company to manage it. Even when I didn't get to complete my studies along with the work, I completed my master's in business at the age of 21. Now I am 25 and still taking care of the company my father gave. Even with that, I also started many other branches in the other countries with my own efforts. I am managing so many branches of hotels in different countries. After I succeeded, I took a place and built my mansion as of my dream. And took Melissa there so she can rest now by taking care of my mansion. Now my parents are asking me to get married and settle down in life. Which is never gonna happen. The name Collins Company have made in most of the Western countries. I am planning to extend the company in Eastern countries as well. And I am not able to manage the work on my own now. So I have planned to take an interview for an assistant for me. I don't know when is that, I have completely forgotten the date and day now. I made to the topmost floor, which is 60th floor. And I love the view from my office. It shows the view of full city and it's beautiful. The word beautiful always remembers me, the girl from the high school. Shaking my head, I went to my office, started working. After some time there was a knock at the door. I said, "Come in." My secretary came in. Her name is Alexis Michael. She is in her late 20s and has been working with me for 5 years now. She is a married woman with a 2-year-old son. She is like a sister to me. She can read my mind and I can't hide anything from her. "Good afternoon, sir, your next meeting is set up. It starts in next 20 minutes. And I also have your schedule for the next day. I can give you if you want now," Alexis said. I greeted back and forwarded my hand to place the schedule. As I was going through it, I saw that the interviewing for assistants are tomorrow. I groaned, placing the schedules on the table. Hearing my groan, she started laughing by placing her hand on her mouth. I glared at her. Seeing my glare, she controlled her laugh. "I think someone forgot their own interview for assistant is tomorrow," Alexis said that, and I placed my head on the table to reduce the headache which was coming back again. "Why? Didn't you reminded me earlier, Alexis? Now I have to deal with it tomorrow alone," and I started to think to take her help by giving her something. "Can you please help me tomorrow for choosing the assistant? I will buy a whole basket of your favorite chocolate," I asked her, lifting my head up from the table. "Not gonna happen, I can only assist the candidates to your office. And beside to that I have my own work to complete by tomorrow night. So it's your job, not mine," saying that she went out the door by closing behind it. I signed. I have lots of work to do. And now this interview tomorrow is also a hectic work. But I have to do it, it will decrease the work pressure on me. As I was continuing the work, evening rolled by soon. I wanted to relax for some time, so I took some time for drinking my coffee, which was given by Alexis. As I was enjoying the sunset sipping my coffee, the door to my office room is opened. There are only 2 people who would do that in my life. One is my best friend Alex and other is my father. I don't know who it is. So I turned around to meet my own green eyes. And that is my father. "Well, what a surprise, father visiting his one and only son in his office," I said in a stern voice while showing my hand in gesture of sitting in front of the table where there are 2 chairs. I placed my coffee cup on the table. I don't have any grudges on my parents, I just want them to know me. By making comfortable on the chair, he asked, "Why can't I visit my son in office?" I shrugged my shoulders as the response. "Well, I came to discuss some matters with you," my father said. I thought he will again start asking about marriage. I know what to say. I nodded my head at him so he can continue what he was saying. What he said next was a surprise to me. "Son, I am tired of this business now. I know you are surprised to hear this, but what can I say? After going behind the company and money, I missed a lot of things in my life. And I want to take it back now. Even Lily is saying she missed a huge part of the life by going after the business. We have missed so many things and I apologize for not being there for you whenever you needed us. And I have another request, can you take over the whole Collins company?" While saying this I observe his face. He looks like he is really tried now. "If you give the business to me, what about the mother's company, what will happen to that?" In a surprised state I asked him. "I was thinking maybe when you get married. I will hand over my company to you and your mother's company will be handed over to your wife." I was still processing the words he had just said. When I became silent while thinking, he replied, "I know it came as a shock to you. But we are ready to run the companies till you get married. I will wait till to that day. That's the reason we were pressuring you to get married soon. So you can reduce our burden. But we will wait till you tell us." He said this, got up from his seat to leave, but I stopped him. "Father, when that day will come I will be there to announce you that. So thanks for respecting my time to think about marriage. And as far as apologizes, I think I can't take that. What's done is done. But I will appreciate it if you guys Start giving it a try. While saying this I got up from the chair and stood in front of him and stretched my hand for the shake. But he again surprised me by hugging me in a fatherly way which he should have done it a long time ago. I returned his hug. While separating the hug I saw some tears which is running down his eyes. I am shocked to see him emotional today because he was never an emotional guy. But I think life teaches you a lesson someday. He bid a goodbye and went out. I continued to complete my work, but I was thinking about the future. What can happen next? What it will be like to have the beautiful future. And my mind goes back the girl in high school. Why do I keep remembering her? Even it's been years after completing the work, I head back to my mansion. I ate my dinner and went to the bed to sleep. My alarm's starting to blast across the room. I shut it off and went to brush my teeth. After finishing my business I head towards the gym. I like to work out at the mornings, so I tend to get up early. After working out for an hour, I head to the shower. After half an hour I am now in dining table eating my breakfast talking to Melissa about whereabouts. Bidding a bye to Melissa I went to the building at exact 9. I am ready for the day. But inside my heart there was a feeling that today was going to be great or something good is going to happen. I greeted Alexis on the way and entered my office to continue my work. As I was working, at 9:55 a.m. Alexis entered by knocking the door. "Sir, everything is ready for today's interview. I hope you the best because there are some crazy people out there, so be careful," she said. I know she is doing this to get me scared, but it didn't affect me. And by saying next sentence she smirked at me, "And there might be someone that might catch your eye, to which I am sure she will be selected." She exited the door leaving me confused at her words. I got prepared for this to start. At exact 10 a knock was heard at the door. I straightened up in the seat and asked the person to enter by calling, "Come in an affirmative voice. So let the day begin.